Hi 12EMNF, because I'm away today, I'm not going to get the opportunity to do this face to face, but I thought it might be useful for me to talk you through the handout that is being made available for you today on the Google site, and it is the instructions for the research assignment that we'll be doing in term 3, that we'll be completing in term 3, but you're beginning to work on now. So let's start at the beginning. As you can see, this is level 2 NCA English Achievement Standard, and it is at level 2 and with 3 credits. And the actual title is called Investigate a Language or Literature Topic and Present information in a written form. So we're going to be doing this. As you can see, our task is related to our studied texts, Maya Angelou, Tupac Shakur, and The Outsiders. So you're going to be choosing a topic related to one of those authors or the text, The Outsiders, and the achievement criteria is there, and we'll go over that more closely in class. What I've put there for you are a list of possible topics, and some of you will already know what you're doing, some of you will still be deciding. So you could focus on one of the particular authors, so E.C. Hinton, Maya Angelou, or Tupac Shakur, mainly focusing on his poetry, or you could do an investigation about texts that are related to the topics or themes dealt with in the works we've looked at. So texts about gangs, about African American poetry, poetry and hip hop, spoken word poetry, texts that deal with racism, texts that deal with overcoming adversity, or you can come up with an idea of your own, but you need to discuss that with me before going any further. So what I'm hoping you can do today is to start your planning your research section. I know some of you are already starting to do this, but I thought we could start doing it a little more formally. So you're going to be thinking about selecting a topic. The instructions are there on your handout. Coming up with a research objective, so that just means clarifying what your topic is. And I've just seen a typo there. It says NZ literature. I'll change that. It should be related to our text. And you'll be starting to think about possible key questions. So your focus today is coming up with a definite topic, and maybe if you already have a topic, starting to think about some possible key questions to guide your investigation. So I'm going to flick over to the next part of the handout now. This handout has all of the instructions for how you'll go about keeping a research log, and for each text you will write a source sheet. And then once we have done all of that, later in term 3 we'll get to the point where you'll be ready to draft your report. I'm not going to go too much into that at this point because we'll be going over exemplars and going over what's involved in that process later on next term. This page over this side is what I would like you to focus on today. What I'm going to do is get you to open up your copy of this assessment handout, and I'm going to get you to highlight this page and right click your mouse and choose copy, and then you're going to go back into our Google site, into your page for your research, and you're going to create a post called research plan. And into the body of that post you're going to paste, and in Google you paste by clicking, hitting the buttons Control V, so Control V, you're going to paste these instructions into that post, and you are going to complete or have a go at completing your research plan. So there's an area for you to come up with a mind map that's just brainstorming possible topics and texts, to start developing your definite research topic, so describing it, and then a space below for you to start thinking about some possible key questions. I will get you to discuss with me your ideas for your topic and your key questions before we go any further. And then underneath that there's a space for you to think about possible keywords that you might use to do, say, a Google search about your topic, and possible source of information. And I've suggested you think of some written, visual and oral examples. And finally, on the last page, I've got a template there that you'll use for your source sheet posts when you get to that point of your research. But don't worry too much about that, but